Alright, let's talk about the quality-based intervals. We can describe an interval based on the specific quality it has, right? We can talk about the interval based on the precise and the specific kind of size that we can find in between two pitches, right? This is no longer the case of the number of notes or the number of pitches between the two pitches. It's now the specific number of semitones that exist between the two pitches, and that is what the quality-based interval seeks to discover, right? So this is what I mean. For instance, when you said a third, we have different kind of thirds. It could be a minor third, it could be a major third, it could be a diminished third. With quality-based interval, you know the specific kind of interval that exists between two pitches, right? And you can get the precise quality of an interval by determining the number of semitones that can be found between the two pitches, right? So in this case, there are major intervals, minor intervals, perfect intervals, diminished intervals, and augmented intervals. Alright, the major intervals. The major intervals are built in an upward direction from the tonic to the supertonic, or from the tonic to the median, or from the tonic to the submedian, or from the tonic to the leading note of a major scale. If you pick up any major scale, when you build an interval between the tonic, that's the do and re. So from do to re is a major interval, or from do to mi, which is the median, it's also a major interval. Or from do to la, that's a major sixth. Or from do to ti, that's a seventh, major seventh. So those are major intervals, and let's try to check some of them here. We have some major melodic intervals, right? So they are melodic intervals because the pitches exist after one another, and we're going to get a detailed description of this through the help of the keyboard, right? Alright, now let's see. So we have major second, right? That's right, there's a major second because of the number of semitone between them. That's from C to C sharp, and from C sharp to D, right? That's two semitones, right? And the next one, which is major third, do mi, is a major third. So you have from C to C sharp, and from C sharp to D, and from D to D sharp, that's the third semitone, and from D sharp to E, that's the fourth semitone. So major third has four semitones, right? Let's discuss other major intervals. So intervals built on the sixth is also a major interval, right? So in this case, from C to A, right? Let's see the interval 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 semitones in major sixth, right? But the number of notes between them is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why it is a sixth. But to probe more, to know the precise kind of sixth, then we have to determine the number of semitones that exist between C and A, or between do and la, right? So we want to know the number of semitones between them, and it is 9 semitones. All right, the next one is the major seventh. So major seventh is also a major interval, that is from do to ti, right? Is a major interval, and if you check the number of semitones between the two pitches is 11. All right, so from C to A is 9 semitones, now 10 semitone and 11th semitone, right? So from C to the top B is a seventh, right? But the kind of seventh is a major one. It's a major seventh because it has 11 semitones. We also have major intervals harmonically in major second, right? From C to D. From do to mi, that's a major third, right? That's a major third. That's a major third, right? And there is also a major interval between C and A. Okay, and of course between Do and T is a major seventh. In summary, a major second has 2 semitones, a major third has 4 semitones, a major sixth has 9 semitones, and a major seventh has 11 semitones, right? So a major second could be or re mi or fa sol sol la or la ti. They're all major second, right? A major third. Now, most importantly, remember, like I said, major intervals exist in all those pitches between the tonic and the supertonic of a major scale, or between the tonic and the medians, that's Do, Mi, or tonic to the submedian, Do and La, or from the tonic to the leading note, Do, Ti, all of a major scale, right? So when you pick up any major scale and you have an interval between Do and Re, between Do and Mi, between Do and La, or between Do and Ti, all these intervals are major intervals, right? Because we're building them on the major scale, right? The minor intervals are built in an upward direction from the tonic to the medians, or from the tonic to the submedians, or from the tonic to the leading notes of a minor scale. Note that I said in an upward direction, because you are building a third, for instance. You can't say from the tonic down to the submedians. No, it's a third. It's also a third, right? But the third is always very different from when you build a third from the tonic to the medians upward, because the specific number of semitones you will find between the tonic and the medians, or from the tonic down to the submedians, are not the same, though they are both third. Now let's check where we can find the minor intervals. Of course, the keyboard here will help us to get the specific number of semitones between the intervals, right? So when you build a melodic interval between the tonic of a minor scale and the third, that is La, Do, that is a minor third. Let's say the number of semitones between them, you see that is just three semitones. And remember, major third has 4 semitones, but minor third has 3 semitones. That's short of a semitone or half step, right? So let's see, from A down to C, let's see the number of semitones. We have 1, 2, and 3, right? So you have 3 semitones from A to C, and that is a minor third. Now the next one is the minor sixth. If a major sixth has 9 semitones, so it means a minor sixth we have 8 semitones, right? It is short of a semitone, right? And the next one is the minor seventh. From the tonic of a minor scale to the seventh, that is from La to Sol, that is a minor seventh. And the minor seventh has 10 semitones, right? If a major seventh has 11 semitones, it means the minor seventh has 10 semitones. So, and of course, we also have them in the harmonic intervals, right? In the harmonic intervals. So that's the minor third and the minor sixth and the minor seventh, right? So when you play, that's a minor third, right? And La, Fa, a minor sixth, right? And it's also a minor interval, and that's minor seventh, right? La, Sol. In summary, minor third has 3 semitones, but a major third has 4 semitones. Minor sixth has 8 semitones, but major sixth has 9 semitones. minor seventh has 10 semitones, but a major seventh has 11 semitones, right? Perfect interval. All right, perfect interval is the purest interval. It exists between the tonic and tonic. That's unism, perfect unism, or tonic and subdominant. That's tonic and the fourth of the scale. Do, fa is a perfect interval, right? It's either or they are all perfect intervals, or between the tonic and the dominant, either in major or minor scale. That is tonic and the fifth notes, do, so, or, right? Alright, or between the tonic and the octave, or. Alright, so these are perfect intervals. Now let's get into it. You have perfect unism, right? You have the perfect fourth, minor scale. Alright, so you see these intervals are perfect fourth, right? And you have the do, so, or la, mi. So they're perfect fifths, right? So you have the perfect octave, right? Right, or in the minor, la, la. And of course, if it is harmonic intervals, we have the unism, the perfect unism, and we have the perfect fourth. We have the perfect fourth in the major scale, or the perfect fourth in the minor scale, right? La, re. Okay, and we also have the perfect fifth. We have the perfect fifth in the major scale, right? Do, so, or la, mi, right? And we have the perfect octave, right? In the major, we have the perfect octave in the major, and we have the perfect octave in the minor. So all these are perfect intervals. It's also perfect because no matter how you flip them, they still remain perfect intervals, right? So unism has no semitone, perfect fourth has 5 semitones, perfect fifth has 7 semitones, and perfect octave has 12 semitones, right? The diminished intervals, it has to do with reducing, so that's a concept here, alright. And diminished interval is also related to minor intervals, right? It's related to minor interval because they both have to do with reduction in size, right? Diminished interval are formed when a perfect or a minor interval loses a semitone. Alright, and we have some of them here. So in the first one, we have a perfect fourth. And this is a diminished fourth. Right? Mind you, it's still a fourth. So you can't say this is a third. That is, in this context, is technically a fourth because it has to do with 4 notes. So it's a matter of using that accidental. Remember, F flat is the same thing as E. Okay, so in this context, you don't call it a third. It's a diminished fourth. Right? So it means a major third is similar to the diminished fourth because they have the same number of semitones in them. We'll be talking about that pretty much later. So now, when a perfect fifth is also reduced or loses a semitone too, right? So it's called the diminished fifth. The diminished fifth is a tritone because you have 3 tones in them, right? I use the word DIM5, right? But it's cool. It's simply D5. That is small letter D, D5. Alright, musically, when we're referring to reduction, we use the lowercase letters or figures, Roman numeral lowercase, and if it's going up, then we use the uppercase. So that is okay. Now let's talk about minor sixth. Now this is a minor sixth, right? That's a minor sixth. This is a major sixth. Do, la, but this is la, do, la, right? That's a minor sixth, right? Now, when you further reduce a semitone from this interval, then you have, don't mix it up with a perfect fifth, right? Because in this context, it's performing the role of a sixth, but with that double flat. So A double flat. Alright, so that is a diminished sixth. Right? Beautiful. Alright, now let's go to a minor seventh. Do, to, right? That is a minor seventh. But when you reduce this interval by semitone, then you have a diminished seventh, right? And again, it's not performing the function of a major sixth here, right? It's a seventh. It's performing the function of a seventh here, right? So you can say it's a major sixth. In this context, looking at the notation, so that is B double flat, and B double flat is A, right? So this is performing the function of a diminished seventh and not a major sixth, right? Let's talk about some of the intervals and specific number of semitones we have between them. So when you say diminished fourth, it has 4 semitones, or similar to a major third, right? And diminished fifth has 6 semitones, and that's a tritone. Okay, now diminished sixth has 7 semitones in it. Diminished sixth, and that's not a perfect fifth, right? In this context, it's not a perfect fifth, but a diminished sixth. And a diminished seventh has 9 semitones, and again, it's not a major sixth. In this context, it's a diminished seventh. So, and like I said the other time, the diminished fifth is a tritone because it has 6 semitones. That's 3 tones. Is that okay? Augmented intervals augment, increase. So it's just like the opposite of a diminished interval. Augmented interval gains extra semitone as diminished interval loses a semitone, right? Okay, so augmented intervals are formed when a perfect or a major interval gains a semitone, unlike a diminished interval that occurs when either a perfect interval or a minor interval loses a semitone or halftone. Now let's get into it. We have some examples here anyway, and the first one is the major third. So let's see what happened to major third. Let's see when you have major third, like do, right? You can raise this to, in this case, it's not a perfect fourth. It's still a third. It's performing the function of a third here. So it's called augmented third. Quickly, the next one, do, fa, when it gains extra semitone, it becomes, alright, and that's a tritone because you have 6 semitones between them, and that's 3 tones, right? And that's called the augmented fourth, the tritone. Alright, let's go to the perfect fifth. So perfect fifth gaining extra semitone. So that is a perfect fifth. Do, so when it gains an extra semitone. Do, z, right? That is an augmented fifth, right? When a major sixth, do, la, when it gains an extra semitone, that is an augmented sixth, right? Okay, to break this down into the specific number of semitones in them, augmented third has 5 semitones, that is from C to E sharp. So let's see the number of semitones between them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 semitones, right? Augmented fourth has 6 semitones, and that's a tritone. That's from C to F sharp. Alright, now let's see the number of semitones between C and F sharp. That's the tritone or the augmented fourth. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, augmented fourth has 6 semitones, right? Okay, now let's continue. Then augmented fifth has 8 semitones, right? 8 semitones. That's from this note down to this note, and that's 8 semitones. Let's count them together, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 8 semitones. Okay, and that's now the augmented sixth. That is from C to A sharp. Alright, let's see the number of semitones between them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So it has 10 semitones between C and A sharp, which is augmented sixth, right? Remember, this is just an instance. You can also build all this kind of interval on any key, on any 2 notes, but just ensure that the number of semitones in them is specific. For instance, if it's augmented third, then the number of semitones is 5. If it is augmented fourth, the number of semitones there is 6. If it's augmented fifth, the number of semitones is 8, and so on and so forth. You have a task before you, so answer the questions and put the correct answer in the comment section. Okay, and as usual, let's try to answer the questions together, right? Okay, the first one says create a specific harmonic interval on the pitches. The first one has been done already. This is the key of either A major or F sharp minor, right? But let's see. So it says that's a major third, right? Now a minor third above F sharp. Alright, that is from F sharp to A, right? That's a minor third, because on the keyboard by minor third we want to create 3 semitones. To answer these questions, you also need to know the specific number of semitones between each interval specified for this exercise. For instance, for this first exercise, it says major third, right? You should know that in a major third there are 4 semitones in it. So from A to C sharp, from A to C sharp is 4 semitones. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? 4 semitones. Alright, now minor third we have 3 semitones. If major third has 4 semitones, minor third we have 3 semitones, right? So from F sharp you want to build a minor third that is 3 semitones above it. So you come this way to your keyboard. From F sharp you want to build 3 semitones. That's 1, 2, 3, and that's A, right? Remember, it says create the interval on it, that's above it, not under it. The instruction is specific, right? Now augmented fourth. Again, ask yourself, how many semitones do you have in augmented fourth? That's a tritone, right? And a tritone has 6 semitones, or a combination of 3 tones, right? which is 6 semitones. So you want to build an augmented fourth on A, right? So this is A. I want to count 6 semitones forward from A, right? And that is our note. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that is D sharp. So the answer is D sharp. So from A to D sharp. That's a tritone, right? Okay. So because it has 6 semitones, or you say 3 tones, right? Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. The next question says major sixth above D. Major sixth has how many semitones? 9 semitones. So we go again from B. We want to count 9 semitones, right? Okay, from B. Let's assume that B is before C, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, that's G sharp, right? So from B to G sharp, that's a major sixth, right? Rated. So we're on the scale of A major. So right? So rated is a major sixth, and it has 9 semitones. Alright, now let's go to the next one. Major second. Major second has 2 semitones, right? That's to be 2 semitones. So building major second from E, right, will be F sharp, right? So because from E 1 and 2, so E to F sharp is a major second. So that's a major second. That's correct. Now let's go to the next one. Say minor second. Now the staff changes here. Alright, so we're on the treble staff, right? And the scale has 1 accidental, 1 sharp, right? And it looks like G major or E minor, right? The relative minor. Okay, now let's get into it. So we want to build a minor second from B. So that pitch, so it's C, right? So mi fa. Okay, all right, so that's correct. Now what of a perfect fourth above A? Perfect fourth has how many semitones? 5 semitones. A perfect fourth has 5 semitones, right? So taking it from A, want to count 5 semitones from A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's D, right? So A to D. So you hear this A to D, right? That's Re. So let's go to the next one. Augmented fifth. Remember, perfect fifth has 7 semitones. So augmented fifth will gain an extra semitone, making 8 semitones, right? So augmented fifth has 8 semitones. So building an augmented fifth above B, you are going to count 8 semitones above B for you to arrive at the next pitch of the interval. Now let's get into it. So from B, want to count 8 semitones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But in this case, it's going to be F double sharp, because we're talking about a fifth. It's a kind of fifth, but the quality of the fifth is augmented fifth, right? Let's go to the next one. Okay, minor third above G is just 3 semitones above it, and that's to B flat, right? So from G to B flat is a minor third. Now perfect 8 from G, that's an octave, right? That's an octave, because it has 12 semitones between them. Let's go to the next question. Identify the quality of the following melodic intervals. Alright, we want to identify the qualities in them. If it is a minor, major, diminished, perfect, or augmented interval, right? In relation to the number of notes between the two pitches, right? So we have the first one from D to E natural. That's a major second, right? From D to E natural is a major second. Now from F to C, right? That's a perfect fifth. Alright, the perfect fifth has 7 semitones. So from F to C, count the number of semitones between them. If it is 7, then that is a perfect fifth. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that is a perfect fifth. So the third one from E flat down to B flat, right? And that's a perfect fourth, right? Perfect fourth. All right, so the next one is from C to A sharp. A sharp is the same thing as B flat, right? Normally C to A is what? A sixth, is a major sixth, but with the inclusion of A sharp, that makes it an augmented sixth, right? It's an augmented sixth. Now let's go to C to E flat. C to E flat is a third. And what kind of third is this? It's a minor third, right? Because E is flattened here, right? And we have 3 semitones between them. A major third, we have 4 semitones, but a minor third has just 3 semitones, right? Okay, so let's look at the next one, which is from B down to C, right? That's a whole lot of intervals, and that is a major seventh, because there are 7 notes, or there are 11 semitones between them, right? Okay, we may check from B to C, from B down to C, so 11. Yeah, it's a major seventh. All right, so from E flat to A flat, that is a fourth, right? And it's a perfect fourth. From E flat to A flat, right? Do, fa. All right, that is a perfect fourth, right? And from B flat up to G is a sixth. But what kind of sixth is that? It's a major sixth, right? It's a major. It's as if you're on the key of B flat major. So from Do, this will be your Do, and this will be your La, right? Do, La. So it's still a major sixth. It's a major sixth, right? So that's that about that.